right, settle up, everyone. Let's go. We're gonna get started here. Everybody settle up. Here we go. Everybody settle down. Great. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone in AlgomaTrad land and beyond. Welcome and thank you for joining us for the AlgomaTrad 2020 Staff Concert, Episode 2 of our 3-night concert series. Woo! All right. I'm Pat O'Gorman, your host for the series. Julie Schreier and myself are the co-founders and co-artistic directors of AlgomaTrad. Every year for the last 16 years, our staff concert takes place on beautiful St. Joseph Island, or I guess it took place over 16 years, during the AlgomaTrad family camp. And it's usually a one-night, 3-hour extravaganza. Last year, it played to 400 lucky souls. This year, we are presenting it over 3 nights so we don't burn you all out with screen fatigue. So we got one more night after tonight, so please join us on Thursday for the final episode. If you like what you see, you can support AlgomaTrad and its artists and programs with a donation, either with the donate button on the AlgomaTrad website, algomatrad.ca, that's algomatrad.ca, or by email money transfer to music@algomatrad.ca. That's pretty simple, music@algomatrad.ca. And don't forget to check out our fundraising auction. This is an amazing online auction. You go to 32auctions.com/algomatrad. That 32 is numbers, 32auctions.com/algomatrad. Register and bid often. There's handmade quilts, there's tune commissions from Louie and Kyle, there's weekend getaways, there's fiddle lessons, there's cooking lessons, there's artwork, and there's much more. There's over 35 items. And thank you very much for your support. Now, on to this evening's performers. All right, for our first performer tonight on episode 2 here, we have Martha Cooper and Sam Allison. Martha is a third-generation dance caller, a singer, and a flute and banjo player. Her whole family's been involved in the folk music scene for many years. They're from Ontario, and she has been part of the AlgomaTrad staff and also as a volunteer and coming to camp for numerous years. Sam, her partner, is a banjo player. He's a singer. He's a multi-instrumentalist. He has also taught at AlgomaTrad, and he performed a solo concert for us a number of years ago as part of the AlgomaTrad Presents series. Sam has toured extensively, both as a solo artist and as the inimitable, who says that kind of word? Inimitable Lotus White with the fantastic old-time group Shishin Lotus and Son. Ladies and gentlemen, Martha Cooper and Sam Allison.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna play some tunes and sing some songs. The first set is Tobin's Favorite and the Rolling Wave. Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
The next set of tunes will be John Brennan's and Private Ass and Cart.
Set of reels. Whew. Okay.
Yep.
Dun, dun. Ready. Okay. And now a song.
We miss you. You giving me the banjo?
Oh, yeah. I have to tune it.
It's okay.
It's called Log Cabin Home in the Sky.
All along the wild wild country, the weather it has begun. Now's the time to slip away from the California sun to a place where one can be free as the wind and the wild violets grow. Now winter is nigh, let us fly to my log cabin, hope in the sky. With snow piling all around the front door, many a log on the stove, and the chickadees singing their comforting song, and I'll show you it's you that I love. Oh, let the winds howl, they won't find us now. By its soft oil lamp we will lie. Now winter is nigh, let us fly to my log cabin, hope in the sky. Well, there comes a time in everyone's life when they must turn away from the crowd, when the glare of the lights become much too bright and the music plays too loud, when one must run from the deeds he has done, looking back on those years with a sigh. Now winter is nigh, let us fly to my log cabin, home in the sky. All around the wild country, the winter it has begun. Now's the time to slip away from the California sun to the place where one can be free as the birds and the wild violets fly. Now winter is nigh, let us fly to my log cabin, hope in the sky. Now winter is nigh, let us fly to my log cabin, hope in the sky.
Nice.
Well, hey.
Barroom Girls.
Oh, Barroom Girls, right.
So this is a Gillian Welch song. It's called Barroom Girls. Well, the night came undone like a party dress and fell at her feet in a beautiful mess. The smoke and the whiskey came home in her curls, and they crept through the dreams of the barroom girls. Well, she tosses and turns 'cause the sun is unkind. The heat of the day is coming in through the pines. Save all the blue skies for the rest of the world, 'cause the neon shines for the barroom girls. All the barroom girls go by your side like the ponies you pass on a carriage As she rolls to her feet, she can't sleep no more. She looks at the clothes lying out on her floor. Last night's spangles and yesterday's pearls are the bright morning stars or the barroom girls. Yeah, last night's spangles and yesterday's pearls are the bright morning stars for the barroom girls. Yay.
Beautifully sung, sweetie.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, 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 hey.
This is, so I needed D. Okay. Hey, 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 Stanley Brothers song. And here we go.
Hey, hey, hey.
last one.
By our friend, the wonderful Toronto songwriter Christine Schmidt.
It's called Jump in the River. What do you play on this? This one?
Yeah.
Well, we sure hope we can be live and in person with everybody next year. And it'd be so great to see everybody's faces. Get your clothes off, honey, and jump in this river. Come on in this river along beside me, where the big old branches drop down to the water. I don't know there's any place I'd rather be. You say it's too deep and it looks kind of cold, but trust me whenever I say that the water will hold you and I'll keep you warm forever and all of your days. Get your clothes off, honey, and jump in this river. Come on in this river along beside me, where the big old branches drop down to the water. I don't know there's any place I'd rather be. There's a boat on the bank there, it looks nice and empty. Why don't we just climb in and row it away to a tiny green island with one old house on it? I do believe I'd like to live there someday. Get your clothes off, honey, and jump in this river. Come on in this river along beside me, where the big old branches drop down to the water. Don't know there's any place I'd rather be. Give me one good reason why we don't just stay here. You're looking real happy, and I'd like to say that the hush of the sky and the look in your eye, it's all that I'll need for the rest of my days. Get your clothes off, honey, and jump in this river. Come on in this river along beside me, where the big old branches drop down to the water. Don't know there's any place I'd rather be. I don't know there's any place I'd rather be.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Pleasure to play for you. We love you, Pat and Julie, and the rest of the gang. And we miss you very much.
See you soon, I hope.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Martha and Sam. Our next performer is the great Ian Bell. Ian is a multi-instrumentalist, a singer, an artist, a historian, and an all-around bon vivant. In fact, by the way, one of his art pieces, I believe, is up for bid on the auction at 32auctions.com/AlgomaTrad. He has performed across Canada and in the United States since the late 70s. I've known him for that long too, so we're both really old guys. He has taught and performed numerous times for AlgomaTrad, and we love what he's done with the AlgomaTrad choir over the years. On his own and with a number of different ensembles, he has appeared at numerous folk festivals across Canada, and in concerts and dances in venues ranging from the Lincoln Centre all the way to the finest Ontario barns. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Bell.
Got my dancing boots on, got my Sunday best, going to the barn dance tonight. Got a date with my gal, the one I love the best, going to the barn dance tonight. Talk about you strutting, just watch me put it on. Won't begin to get my wind until the break of dawn. And I'll still be dancing when all the rest are gone, going to the barn dance tonight. Well, hear that guitar ringing, going to the barn dance tonight. And hear that clarinet singing, going to the barn dance tonight. When Don grabs his fiddle and he sets right into play, grab your gal and swing her, dance the night away, going to the barn dance tonight. Well, dance with all the ladies, oh my, but ain't they sweet, going to the barn dance tonight. Do-si-do and bowing, and swing 'em off their feet, dancing to the Islanders tonight. A little drop of cider, how good it makes you feel. 8 or 9 of you won't mind the blisters on your heel. Grab your gal and swing her, listen to her squeal, going to the barn dance tonight. Going to the barn dance tonight. Going to the barn dance tonight. Hey, hey, going to the barn dance tonight. Don Messer and the Islanders. What could be hipper than that? Singing about going to a barn dance at night. What could be better than that? Well, this is okay, but that would be better. But and what could be hipper than Don Messer? Lots of things, including Martin Bogan and Armstrong, who are one of the great black string bands who survived out of the 1930s and 40s into the 60s and 70s, where all kinds of people sort of rediscovered them and realized how wonderful they were. And Carl Martin wrote this song. He played everything, but he played mandolin a lot in that band. And this is on a dancing theme. Okay, where the theme rears its ugly head here. This is all about dancing here tonight. And this is a song. I'm not sure what he had before he went to bed, if this was the product of some sort of strange dream or what, but it's called the Barnyard Dance, also known as the Vegetable Song. And if you know it, sing along. It was late last night, by the pale moonlight, all the vegetables gave a spree. They put up a sign, said the dancing's at 9, and all the admissions were free. There were peas and greens, cabbage and beans. It was the biggest crowd you ever did see. And when old man Cucumber struck up that number, you should have heard the vegetables scream. The little turnip top was doing the backwards flop. The cabbage shook the shimmy, she would not stop. The little red beet shook his feet, and the watermelon died of the cockeyed heat. The little tomato agitator shook the shimmy with the sweet potato. An old man garlic dropped dead of the colic down at the barnyard dance this morning. Down at the barnyard dance. Yeah. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-dee-ba-da-dee-doo. Ya-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo. You sing it. That's good. And when old man Cucumber struck up that number, you should have heard the vegetables scream. Ah, the little turnip top was doing the backwards flop. The cabbage shook the shimmy, she could not stop. The little red beet, she shook her feet, and the watermelon died of the cockeyed heat. The little tomato agitator shook the shimmy with the sweet potato. And old man garlic dropped dead of the colic down at the barnyard dance this morning. Down at the barnyard, it was late this morning. Down at the barnyard dance. Well, that was inspirational, wasn't it, friends? And I'm not sure when the first time I went to a barn dance. Was well, I was reminded of it the time I was looking for some personal documents. I was looking for my birth certificate in a filing cabinet, and when I found it, it was older than I remembered it, but it was in along with a couple of other things. It was in along with an envelope that also contained a ticket for the evening concert at the second Winnipeg Folk Festival, which had apparently cost me $3 to get into that night. There was a ticket for a Grateful Dead concert at Seneca College, which I don't actually remember, but it was $7. And then there was a ticket for a barn dance in Tom Arthur's barn in Norfolk County, just at the edge of Norfolk County. It was sponsored by the Order of the Eastern Star, and it had cost me $1.25 to get into. And I remember that dance. Tom Arthur had a tobacco farm, and he had a big pack barn. And early in the summer, when it wasn't full of tobacco, he'd have dances in it. And they were real old-fashioned barn dances with the midnight lunch, featuring rural Ontario soul food that all involved Kraft peanut butter and miniature marshmallows formed into colorful squares. And midnight lunch, the beverage arrangements were bar in the car. It was also known as 24 on the floor in those days. And the band was one of those wonderful bands that could play absolutely any kind of music, sort of. And in those days, it was Charlie Pride songs and Elvis, and every once in a while they'd throw in a swing tune for the older folks. But a couple of times during the night, one of the guitar players would put down his guitar and pick up a fiddle, and it was time to dip and dive, or Lady Round Lady, or one of those other traditional square dances. And that was where I learned how to do that kind of dancing, by being gently shoved in the right direction. And years later, it all came out in a song. And I used to drive by the barn periodically on my way to places down in Norfolk, and I eventually would look at it and think, you know what, it's better in the song. But and this is that song, and it's perfect for tonight. It's called On an August Night. On an August night, when the moon is high, stars are bright in an August sky. If you want to go will drive you down on a gravel road at the edge of town. There's a dog barking on the ridge. Listen to the frogs as you cross the bridge, turning up the lane into Arthur's farm, where the lights are blazing in the barn. Fight your way through the door, half the county's on the floor. Dip and dive, shuck and jive. If the band slows down, you can yell for more. Tune up the fiddle, rising up the bow, shaking in a bread pan, kicking up dough. Shake a shoe till your feet are sore. Tamarack down on the old pine floor. Ba-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da, da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum, ba-ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum, da-da-da, ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum, ba-ba-da-da-da. The band knows how you want to feel. They play blue suede shoes and the St. Anne's reel. String of pearls, sweet and slow. Dusty Miller and Tobacco Road. When the party's done, the night is still. There's a place I know up along the hill where the fireflies dance, crickets play, and you won't go home till the break of day. Ba-li-da-da, ba-li-da-ba-ba-da, ba-ba-dee-dee-ba-ba-da-ba-do, row-ba-dee-dee-o-dow. Ba-li-da-da, ba-li-da-da-ba, ba-ba-dee-da-da-da-da-ba-dee-da, ba-ba-da-dee-da. Fight your way through the door, half the county's on the floor. Dip and dive, shuck and jive. If the band slows down, you can yell for more. Tune up the fiddle, rising up the bow, shaking in a bread pan, kicking up dough. Shake a shoe till your feet are sore. Tamarack down on the old pine floor. Tamarack down on the old pine floor. Tamarack down on the old pine floor. So I'm going to finish off here with the home waltz. the home waltz. Say it in a more manly manner. This is a tune that I learned from Ann Letterman, who, it's a Reg Bouvette tune. He was a great Manitoba Métis fiddle player who was sort of a protege of Andy DeJarlis, and, or a contemporary of him anyway. And he wrote this beautiful tune called the Teardrop Waltz that when Ann and I would play at square dances and contra dances, we always like to play this as the home waltz, right? It's that magical time in the evening that's charged with romance and possibility. And half the crowd are thinking loving romantic thoughts, and the other half are wondering if they left the car lights on the way home. And I was looking for an excuse to make this tune into something that I could sing when it wasn't just the home waltz at a square dance. So I wrote a set of words. There's a chill in the air and a bright hunter's moon to guide our steps home when we go. But there's still one more chance, there's just one last dance, and the fiddler will play soft and low. You can dance with the sweetheart you came with tonight. You can dance with a new one you found. But the last waltz, it seems, goes on in your dreams till next Saturday night rolls around. friends as the evening ends. It's not the sound of the fiddles I hear, it's the warmth of your breath on the wings of a wish as you whisper a word in my ear. You can dance with the sweetheart you came with tonight. You can dance with a new one you found. But the last waltz, it seems, goes on in your dreams till next Saturday night rolls around. Till next Saturday night rolls around.
Al, that's amazing as usual, Ian. Gosh, what a great kind of a renaissance man, you know. Our next performers are homegrown Ontario performers, amazing musicians, amazing dancers. We have Carrie Fitzgerald and Alana Jenish. Carrie is, of course, a member of the Fitzgeralds, an internationally renowned family band who hail from Bancroft, Ontario. Carrie plays fiddle, mandolin, and has been backing her sister and brothers for years on the piano. In addition, she is an Ontario Open champion step dancer. She has taught and performed for AlgomaTrad on numerous occasions, and we love seeing her back. She's just one of the great spirited individuals of our lives. With her for the first time with AlgomaTrad is another musical virtuoso, Alana Jenish. She was born as well out of the Ontario old-time fiddle and step dance world. Alana has toured with the Scott Woods Band, the Fitzgeralds, and the Great Canadian Fiddle Show, and maintains a busy schedule freelancing for numerous bands and solo artists. In the fall of 2019, Alana was honored to be named the Fiddle Player of the Year at the Central Canadian Bluegrass Awards for the second consecutive year. It's going to be a great little set of music. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome Carrie Fitzgerald and Alana Jenish.
Hello, I'm Carrie Fitzgerald.
I'm Alana Jenish.
And we're excited to be part of the Algoma virtual camp this year. We're have a little bit cabin fever here, as you can tell.
Yep.
We're a little bit giddy, and we've been eating a lot of Oreo cookies to get us through the day. So we're excited to play some tunes for you, and we're recording here from Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto, Ontario.
And yeah, we're excited to do some classes coming up, and we're gonna start. What are we gonna start with?
We're going to start with an Irish tune called Mrs. O'Sullivan's, and then go into an original tune of mine called Horizon Lines.
All right.
Oh, 1, 2, 1.
is for AlgomaTrad. I'll move up in case you can't hear me. Since this is part of the Algoma camp, we thought we better do a Brian Pickell set of tunes, as he's a pretty huge part of that family. And we grew up going to the fiddle and step dance competition circuit in Ontario, as did a lot of the instructors and students as well. And Brian's tunes were always a huge hit, and Alana and I were part of that group of kids who every summer would come back learning the newest Brian Pickell album and calling out the tracks just by number. So we'd be like, play track 2, number 2 from album 1, and we'd all be able to start into it right away. So this brought back some memories learning this set. We're gonna play a couple of the tunes. We're gonna start actually with an original tune of my own called Ready. And then we're going to go into a reel by Brian Pickell called Pat O'Gorman's Rant, which I'm not sure quite what that's about. I know Pat O'Gorman does the odd morning rant on the pipes at Algoma at 7 a.m., which is a little bit cruel, Pat. And then we're going to go into the Four-Legged Fiddler. So here we go.
back to stuff on fiddle and Carrie on piano. All right. Well, the next set here comes from a favorite fluke track of ours. Fluke's an amazing Irish trad band. I think they're actually based out of England, maybe, but they kind of play like the Irish trad sound.
Yeah.
So this track, it's off of their 2005 album called Haven, and the track is called Souter Creek.
While we're on the fluke theme, Brian Finnegan theme here. The next set is a set of tunes I actually wrote for two members of Fluke, who I was fortunate enough to meet on the road over the past few years. So the first tune is called Fin Flute, and it's for Brian Finnegan, who's a great Irish whistle player. Our very first tour over in Ireland, he was very welcoming to us and helped us out with our very first gig. And then the second tune is called Ed in the Clouds, and it's written for Ed Boyd, who I met on a cruise ship on the Joni Madden Folk and Irish cruise. So I thought I'd write a couple tunes for these influential musicians and friends. So here we go with Fin Flute. All right.
Awesome tunes by Carrie.
Thank you. When Alana here, I sent her the set one morning because during this whole COVID lockdown,
Yes.
we've had some time on our hands, and I sent it to her, and like an hour later she wrote back and she's like, oh, I've learned it. I was like, well, I was sending it in advance because I was like, we'll probably need it in the
Just
future
in case, yeah, down the
for
road.
gigs, and then an hour later she had learned it, so we figured we'd play it.
It was at
there.
the peak of my COVID blues, kind of. So it was like, music.
Yeah,
Thank goodness.
anything.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I guess that's just about the end of our concert. I can just see the little numbers on the phone here. It's 21 minutes, but we have one more set, so it should be fine, I think.
Yeah. Don't you leave before it's done, because we'll know.
This last number, this is a tune I wrote last fall, and it's called Second Home. So hope you enjoyed the concert. We sure had fun doing this today.
Awesome, and thanks again also to Pat and Julie
Yes.
and all the volunteers. Sarah Fleming has definitely been doing some work here lately.
Yes.
But thank you to all the volunteers who we don't know all of you, but it's a lot going on. So thanks, Alana. Thanks for having us, and
really
enjoy
appreciate
our
it.
enjoy all the classes.
Yeah.
But especially ours.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, thank you very much, Carrie and Alana. Amazing as usual. I hope you enjoyed that. But that's all for tonight, folks. If you enjoyed this, please come back tomorrow night. That's Thursday night, when we feature more great Canadian musicians, including the amazing Louis Schreier, performing with Celtic guitar whiz Andy Webster. There'll be Martin Billette, one of Quebec's foremost old-style step dancers, performing with accordionist Mario Veillette. A magical and magnificent bassist and guitarist Joe Phillips will be appearing with the fabulous Shane Cook, and we'll wrap things up with AlgomaTrad's house band of Voluntold's, the Old Shraves. Come on back and see us, and if you like us, please don't forget to support us. You can go push the button below or on the website, or you can send us an email money transfer. Like I say, we'll always take your money. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but I'm saying it anyway. We'll take your money. All right. Thanks, and see you tomorrow night.